What's up, fam? CJ, aka Uncle Pawpaw here. Hey, got a good one. We're doing a full-part pasta night. Alright, so I've already knocked out the meatballs. And next is the pasta sauce. Here next, Uncle Pawpaw's Kitchen. Alright, welcome back, fam. Pawpaw here. Hey, so this is part two of our pasta night. So we've already done the meatballs. As you know, they look great, taste great. Hey, and like I say, you can turn them into sliders if you want. So that was part one. So part two is the sauce. And once we make those, we'll put the meatballs in there and let them simmer for about, like I said, a minimum of 2 hours. Preferably 4. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about our sauce today. So I have 24 Roman tomatoes that I actually went ahead and put in our Vitamix that we're going to be using later, just to kind of break them down. So when I do put them in the pot with all the vegetables, it won't take that long to break down. So I just went ahead and just get them pre-crushed. You can buy them in a can if you want, things like that, instead of having a big old thing of tomatoes through the grocery store. All right, over here we have our other vegetables. Now I like a garden vegetable style sauce. So we have our bell peppers, all the 4 colors: orange, red, yellow, and green. Then also do carrots. We'll chop these up. Like I said, we'll start with the carrots and the celery, sauteing those in the pot. Then with our bell peppers, then the onion, use a yellow onion. And then of course we have 6 cloves of garlic. And then we have here is 4 tablespoons of our house Italian seasoning. Now our Italian seasoning is basil, oregano, margarine, sage, thyme, rosemary, and then we also put in parsley. So the basic of Italian seasonings is rosemary, thyme, sage, and margarine. But again, like I said, and then oregano, and then we here throw in the basil and the parsley just to add a little bit more flavor to the Italian seasoning by itself. So we have 4 tablespoons of that. And then we have some Italian parsley. Now the way it'll go, like I said again, carrots, celery, bell peppers, onions, then garlic and Italian parsley at the same time. Then we'll throw in our tomatoes, and then we'll add in our Italian seasoning, let that marry together, mix, and then we'll put in our Vitamix in batches, and then add in our chicken stock, which we'll use 2 cups of chicken stock, and then our tomato paste, and let that all simmer, bring it all together, and then we'll add in our meatballs. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get started breaking all this down. But before we do, I do want to go ahead and give you heads up notice. We're going to use 4 of our celery stocks here. You see the other 3. I will tell you right now in advance that I am a celery guy. I grew up, I was born in Natchez, Mississippi, and in the summers, till I was young, I used to go down there with my great grandmother, my big mama, in Mississippi, where I saw a lot of her cooking and things like that. So I'm a big celery guy, so I want to let you know in advance that I will probably be eating these 3 here. I just love celery with salt. Some people put peanut butter, cheese. Hey, to each his own, but I just like putting salt on it. I know you're looking like, okay, that dude ain't eating all that. He ain't eating a lot of celery with that stomach. I eat a lot of celery. I just don't buy enough of it to eat it like that, so I can lose weight. But nonetheless, I love celery. So, all right, so I'm gonna eat this, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Our vegetables. So with our carrots, use 2 good size carrots. Kind of just cut down the middle. And then down the middle again. Kind of just a dice. Carrots, celery, same thing, down the middle. Now again, like I said, I like celery. I like to put celery in a lot of dishes, just because of the clean taste that it gives, and a lot of our seasonings like barbecue rubs that I do, chicken, honestly, all my barbecue rubs, whether it's beef, pork, or chicken, all of them have celery. Didn't have no salt, but it's still good. All right. Now, bell peppers. The way you cut bell peppers, just go in there and just kind of spin it as you cut it, and you'll get that, that roll, where it'll roll off, and it'll leave all the insides in there. Now, with the bell peppers here, we're only going to use half. And then we're going to use the other half for our salad. So we're going to slice these. And slice, turn them, and dice. Bell pepper. Onion. Right down the middle. And back a little bit. I can get it. Now what we want to do here is just go ahead and go in, and go in, go down. And we just go ahead and chop. Italian parsley. What we'll do is just go back here. Stems kind of stop, and I just kind of just really roll it up. And then just chop. roll is not tight. The leaves start to fall all over the place. It's going to give it a very good, very good earthy, pungent taste. All right, so we got everything. We got all our vegetables broken down. Now it's just time to go back here to the pot, or go to the stove top with the pot and get started. Let's go. All right, fam, we back. We at the stove top, so we're ready to get hot. Got my pot on. It's getting warm. Like I said, we're gonna use grapeseed oil, grapeseed and olive oil blend. My lovely label that tells me what it is. We're gonna use that. Also got some shallots and garlic and olive oil, and then just regular olive oil. Again, you'll see me use a lot of the blend. It's because it has the grapeseed has a higher cooking temp, so it won't burn as fast as olive oil will. So I use it a lot, and it's good for you, just like olive oil is. All right, so get that into a hot pot, and we're gonna use about 4 tablespoons. So we got a lot of vegetables to saute. All right, so let's go ahead and get in our vegetables. Now I do add just a little bit of salt and pepper as I go. Flavor. Just want to kind of, as you're going steps of putting this dish together, you want to add a little bit. Now, I just add just a little, so 1 pinch of salt. Like I said, that's for flavor and to help break down the vegetables. It'll pull the moisture out and help it break down faster. All right, celery and carrots breaking down. Celery is soft, carrots are almost there. Now we're gonna go ahead and add in our bell peppers and onions. That was good. Smells like a cross between a pot roast without the meat, of course, and a supreme pizza. Now here's where you gotta make sure you get it mixed real good. Keep mixing it. You got a lot of vegetables in the pot, and you want to keep mixing it. That way, you get all of them at the bottom so they can start to get soft and break down. Get all those flavors to mix in. If you need to add any more oil, you can. The bell peppers, as they break down, they're going to release a little bit of liquid to help in the pot. But again, like I said, if you see it's dry, things are starting to stick, anything like that at the bottom, just go ahead and add in another tablespoon of oil. If you want, you can even throw in some butter. It'll just, all it's gonna do is just add a little richness to it. Again, I'm just gonna add just a smidgen of pepper. Get that around a little bit. Now, just like again, we're just gonna do just a pinch of salt. Vegetables are breaking down nicely. Sweating down, getting soft. Flavors starting to release that oil. All right. So let's go ahead and get in our garlic. And our Italian parsley. Bam! Just hit you right in the face. That parsley hit that oil. Ooh, with that garlic. Bam! Real pungent. Smells delicious. So we don't want to really cook the parsley or the garlic. We just want it to heat up, release those flavors. Now it's time to add in our tomatoes, but first, got on white shirt. All right. Here's where I want to kind of taste it, even though I haven't added in the Italian seasoning yet, but I still want to get a nice taste to it to see where we at. Make sure it's not too salty with all the pinch of salt that I had, and it's right there. Mix that up, make sure the juice from the tomatoes get anything that was at the bottom. Lift it up, and man, you can taste it, it's right there. When you taste it at this point, you'll go, yeah, it's right there. I can taste it, where it's about to become sauce, pasta sauce. Now we'll go ahead and add in our Italian seasoning blend. Just add it in. All right, so we'll go ahead and take that off. Simmering. So now what we want to do is take this here, and we'll go ahead and put it in our Vitamix, blend it, get it smooth, and we'll be on to the next one. All right, let's see is you see the vegetables turning. But don't worry, when we add the paste, the tomato paste, it'll turn it back red, as well as add flavor to it. Let's put it in there. We'll put it in the bowl because we're going to transfer it all back to this pot and let it finish up. And there are at times where you'll have some that just get stuck. Just want to put the top on. I didn't notice that. There's a piece hanging out there. All right. I still pour it in a bowl just to make sure there's no vegetables that are still solid, things like that. It comes out looking like baby food. Everything's pureed. All right, so at this point in time right here, now we want to go ahead and add in our chicken stock. Now I'm just going to let that go, let that heat up as it starts to get a little warm. Then we'll go ahead and add in our tomato paste. And then we'll see the sauce all come together. All right, let me show it so you see what it looks like. It is runny. It's got a little body to it. Spoon. Taste it. Just a pinch of pepper. I get like salt and pepper is really to taste. Without it, I mean, it's good sauce. I just added pepper right now. I'll wait to see about adding the salt after the tomato paste because it has. It's a little, sometimes it can be a little salty. So. Let's get the second one in there. All right. So we're gonna just go ahead and, while it's heating up, it's gonna help break it down. And you can see where it's, you can kind of see where it's starting to turn a little red. Woo! And a little splash. And right here, we want to go ahead and get a taste before it really starts to bubble up. And we'll turn it down and let it simmer a little bit. Oh yeah. Now again, we show you the consistency. This is where it was before the orange. That's where it's at now, the paste. Now, like I said, if that's too thick, add a little chicken stock, a little bit more chicken stock, but we're gonna leave it like this because we're gonna put in our meatballs in here. And as it simmers for the next 2 hours or so, the juices from the meatballs is gonna leak into the sauce and it's gonna thin it out. So, but if you're not putting meatballs in here, if you're not putting Uncle Papa's meatballs in here, you want it a little more thinner, then just add a little bit more chicken stock. All right, so like I said, we're just gonna let this simmer on low. Put in our meatballs, and then just let it go for 2 hours, and then we'll be able to put it with our pasta. All right, so it's been simmering for a couple of minutes. Now what we want to do right now is go ahead and throw in our fresh basil. And that's about a cup of basil. You have some left to sprinkle on top after you make your plate. Like I said, I like to put it in right here at the end, so it has that sweet flavor to it. And it's just gonna simmer, and all that basil flavor just gonna leak out into the sauce. All right, my friends, that is how you make homemade pasta sauce. Again, this is Paris, as I get another spoon to taste it because it is good. Again, you're gonna pair this with your pasta, your favorite pasta, whether it be homemade or store-bought, any meat, anything like that. Darn it, got some of that basil. Ooh, makes it even better. All right, like I said, this is gonna just simmer, but it's basically done. And at the end of part 4, you'll see this on top of some noodles. Again, thank you for watching Uncle Paw Paw. This has been Uncle Paw Paw's Kitchen. All right now.